Hello everybody. The date of the 15th of October 2023 marked a moment of unbounded satisfaction, pride, and the profoundly felt sense of being on the right side of history for Azerbaijan and in many ways for the entire Turkic world. On this day, Azerbaijanis across the world, not just here in this country, but traversing the globe, experienced in very condensed form the epoch of belief, the season of light, the age of wisdom, and the spring of content. Indeed, it felt like the best of times in living memory for many, if not for all. The Second Karabakh War of 2020 was a turning point, of course. This 44-day campaign, which resulted in the liberation of Azerbaijani territories from occupation, was the vindication of where there is a will, there is a way philosophy. In other words, 3 years ago, Azerbaijan, with a great deal of exoneration and justified sense of enhanced purpose, discovered that once you have a strong belief in the righteousness of your mission and enough resources to accomplish this, then the world at large will come to terms with you later. President Aliyev's famous "Shusha, you are free" speech was a clear reflection of that very self-sufficiency. When the Azerbaijani leader, on the 20th anniversary of his ascendance to the presidency, raised the nation's flag in the territories of the Sersenk Reservoir, Khojavend, Khojalı, Ağdere, Askeran, and finally Khankendi, a final touch was added to the logic encapsulated in the 8th of November 2020 Shusha speech. Be in no doubt, this chain of significant days will continue. The date of a peace treaty between Azerbaijan and Armenia will mark another milestone of gargantuan proportions. Of course, we, at least most of us, knew that the de facto restoration of Azerbaijani sovereignty over the rest of Karabakh was in the offing and just was a matter of time. I was one of those who believed it would happen sooner than one might think. Let us recall what I humbly suggested back on the 8th of August, 2 months ago. As stressed during his interview, President Ilham Aliyev means what he says. Did he not say before the war with Armenia in 2020 that Azerbaijan would liberate its occupied land and restore its territorial integrity? He did. It was his life's mission, which Aliyev completed with the hand of history weighing upon his shoulders. Did he not say that it was the sovereign right of Azerbaijan to establish a border checkpoint at the entrance to the Laçın Road? Has it not happened? It has. He is also saying that the Azerbaijani flag will be hoisted in Khankendi and hoisted high, with the local Armenian residents who decide to remain enjoying full constitutional guarantees and rights as citizens of Azerbaijan. That too will happen, and sooner than one may think. President Aliyev is a man who walks the walk and talks the talk. Of that, there is no shred of doubt. And what should the date of the 15th of October 2023 mean for Armenia as a nation and for the Armenians of Karabakh? One might think it should mean the opposite of what it signifies for Azerbaijan, namely the worst of times, the advent of the epoch of disbelief, incredulity, a season of darkness, or a metaphorical new ice age, and the winter of discontent. But I beg to differ. In the grand scheme of things, for Armenia and the Armenians of Karabakh, this state will eventually exemplify emancipation from the impossible burdens and a hopeless venture. When Aliyev trampled upon the flag of the former illegal separatist entity, it was not intended to be an act of disrespect to Armenians as such. That unrecognized flag in many ways represents what went wrong for Armenians over the past few decades. It exudes something vile and tragic. With the greatest possible respect to all Armenians, that piece of rag exudes hatred against Azerbaijanis or anything remotely Turkic, incarnating baseless territorial claims and the self-destructive illusion that has led to death and humanitarian tragedy. And when Aliyev was perambulating with gravitas in the building previously used by the separatists, he was not gloating over anything, but demonstratively showing the end of what was pernicious and illegitimate. Aliyev's reference to how relations between Azerbaijanis and Armenians were peaceful, with many being friends during the Soviet age was a statement of how desirable it would be if those Armenians who left Karabakh after the 20th of September decided to return and embrace Azerbaijani citizenship. In fact, it is now high time to prove to the world, skeptics and the Armenian diaspora, which incorrigibly endeavors to sustain animosity between these two nations, that it is not just that Azerbaijanis and Armenians could just peacefully coexist, but also work together for the greater good of the entire region. Sustainable peace and reconciliation requires just punishment, magnanimity, and forgiveness. Aliyev's address on the 15th of October entailed all three in glorious terms. Thank you very much.